Hello everyone, my name is Vladimir Tomko. I'm an independent expert, game producer at CryptoKitties. It's a crypto game that I'll show you in the end, and chief marketing officer of 47. So today we'll speak about crypto game market. What are crypto games, how they operate, how much money they can earn you. So what are the crypto games? Well, basically, you can speculate that crypto games are the games that somehow utilize blockchain, write data to it, tokenize their assets, or something like that. I think crypto games, in modern term, is games that use blockchain and where virtual assets are stored in it. But these assets belong to the player. So if a game somehow goes down, you will still be able to short your assets. So they don't disappear. There are three values of modern crypto games. First one is that player owns everything he buys in your game. Opposed to centralized games, for example, I used to play Need for Speed World in 2011. I've spent more than 600 euros in it, and then it got shut down in 2015. All my money, all my cars were gone. I couldn't sell them anywhere because the market was limited to the Need for Speed World one. Then the content is tradable. You could trade it in-game, you could trade it outside the game. There are different solutions for that at the moment. And because it's related to crypto and it's an enthusiast world at the moment, code transparency is very important because people like to study your project, whether you're legit, before they start to play. So the market, how it all started. Basically, the concept of blockchain is not very new. It's been around for around 9 years, but only in June of 2017 the first real crypto game came out. It was CryptoPunks, and they didn't use any centralized solution methods, so you had to handle the transactions yourself. But they offered CryptoPunks. These were unique pixel guys. They were totally unique, non-fungible tokens, and it got a little bit of traction at that time. It got media attention, and I think it was the time when CryptoKitties developers, Axioma Zen, decided that they needed to do something similar. So CryptoPunks already had positive ROI if they were taking some kind of commission, which they weren't. And then, till the late November 2017, it all calmed down until CryptoKitties arrived. So basically, CryptoKitties at that time was a high-quality product. It gained huge virality. It was using cats, and everybody can relate to cats, so it got widespread very quickly. And it became so popular in so short time that Ethereum network started to lag. They've took about 13% of all the transactions that were coming there. And when Ethereum network lagged, a lot of reporters started to figure out what are these CryptoKitties and started to write about them. So they gained a lot of virality, a lot of traffic, and earned a lot of money. This is the first game that created the market. After the CryptoKitties success, a lot of different developers started to develop their own games. And because of the nature of open smart contracts, it wasn't hard because you could copy what CryptoKitties had created before you. So as of right now, there are around 290 playable games at the moment. 57 plus are announced and in development. These are the data as of today's morning. And market grows so rapidly that right now it might be a little bit not actual. And of course, a lot of games are yet unannounced, but are in development. The thing is that there are a lot of copycats on the market, and only 21 game at the moment earns money. By earning money, I mean that they earn more than $10K a month. Because this game can be copied by 1 or 2 people, 10K is enough to sustain such a team. So what are the common features of crypto games? They use blockchain, majority in US, in CIS, in Europe use Ethereum blockchain and ERC 721 token standard. This means that the token is non-fungible. For example, $1 always equals another dollar. And if it's year C721, then $1 is completely different from another dollar. You could draw mustaches to it and it'd still be another dollar, but it's different. Jenner, despite the fact that crypto games are around for about like 4 months at the moment, like a phenomenon, they still didn't move much from the collectible games. All players on the market are offering some form of collectible games. There are cats, dogs, alpacas, celebrities, lands, planets, cities. You can even tulips. You can figure out like anything, and probably somebody is making crypto game about it right now. So development is basically copy-paste and edit other games' smart contracts. Some people try to obfuscate those, but still they got copied and edited. During first 2 months, the most popular smart contract to copy was CryptoKitties ones. After projects like Crypto Celebrities came out, they used a reverse Ponzi scheme and some interesting bidding mechanics, which allows you to take transactions a lot more frequently. So a lot of modern-day crypto game developers trying to somehow copy that as well. Time to market is very fast because crypto games are pretty simple in terms of graphics, animations, game mechanics. So basically, you need to do only thing you need to do, like obligatory, is to have your own smart contract that handles all the game mechanics. And the quality of such games are usually pretty poor or mediocre. Some major players are trying to push the higher quality to the market, but because a lot of the smaller ones appear, they try to do it as fast as possible, and the quality is poor. So, the common features. Payment methods. Majority utilize MetaMask. It's an Ethereum wallet that comes as an extension to Chrome, Firefox, and Opera browsers. It's desktop only. You can't play it on Safari, on Microsoft Edge, and there is no such thing as refunds in crypto games. So that's additionally important to research the game before you play it, because there were some games that started as big phenomenons and then close up and people lost their money because nobody is creating secondary market for them. I'll speak about it a little bit later, but just remember this thing right now. So socialization is very poor. Only few of the games utilize different kinds of chats. Majority of them try to stick to Telegram and Discord for off-game communication. Game mechanic variety is also pretty poor. You can name around 5-6 of them that are used. It's collectibles, breeding, siring. Everybody right now tries to do some kind of battles, either 1 versus 1 or collective battles. And most popular mechanic right now is creating a tournament, like in poker, where the winners get a chance to receive some portion of that. Retention in these games is mostly profit-driven because these games are very similar to the ICOs when they start to appear on the market and do their marketing campaigns. So you could see the huge spike on the first 2 weeks and then it's dropping off. And if you're in the game and you know how everything works during this first 2 weeks, you can earn a lot of money. When CryptoKitties came out, the average ROI for a person was around 3.4 upon his entry fee. So if he's entered with $100, he could short it for $340 in 2 weeks. So a lot of the players play these games because they earn money in that. That's why retention is profit-driven. And paying users, like everybody is paying users if we're talking about Ethereum blockchain. There are two additions to that. If we're to look at China, Xiaomi and I don't recall other company name, Baidu, they released their crypto games too. They're using some kind of their own blockchain, which they don't disclose, and you can't pay with money there. Baidu uses their Baidu credits, and Xiaomi just allows you to earn the money in-game. They all use blockchain, but nobody's paying there. So the audience. The audience in crypto games are not gamers. There are no women 35, 45 that are top paying users in like normal mobile games. It's mostly desktop users. It's cryptocurrency enthusiasts, ICO investors, traders. Mostly are male, 25 plus. The majority of the audience is actually 25 plus till 34. And the geo is very distributed, so there are no countries that are holding the majority of the players. You can encounter players from whichever country you could imagine. The audience. Maximum audience reach approximately is 10 million users, but they don't play crypto games as of right now. It's the ICO investors, people who are somehow acquainted with cryptocurrency, know how to pay. The real audience reach is probably around 2 million users, and none of the games on the market right now reached this cap. Estimated peak DAO in CryptoKitties. By DAO, I want to explain that it's not actually daily active users, because sites that count DAO use transactions to count it. So it's basically daily active paying users. You should count it like that. It's around 14K. So it's basically very low comparing to modern mobile gaming market, especially if to consider that it's this amount of users was only in single game in CryptoKitties during its super hype period. So top DAO as of right now is around 1K users, while 50 to 100 players is good, because everybody pays, and the amounts of payments can be like pretty sick. So 50 players could generate you around 30K per week if you're good at your game. So the problems and opportunities of the market. There are very few proven models as of right now, because mainly stick to the collectible games of CryptoKitties version. Most of the current games are not playable on mobile devices out of the box. There are some solutions to that. We'll speak about them later. But if you are to release your game, because a lot of them are using MetaMask, MetaMask is not available on mobile devices. What is available? In February, when I last time held a speech, only Toshi was announced. It's a green logo here. It's an Ethereum wallet on mobile that uses its own, how to say it, web view window. So basically it's their own browser, which doesn't support some of the features. So if you launch Toshi out of the box, you should check whether all your screens work, because sometimes they don't. And then status IM appeared. It's in beta right now, but it has the same user amount as Toshi, and Cypher and Trust wallet. The problem here is that those wallets, they don't have a lot of the audience in them, and it doesn't mean that you will have all this audience if you launch with this app, but you should definitely do with all 4 of them if you want your players to be able to play on mobile. So another problem is that App Store guidelines regarding payments prohibit using non-in-app payment methods, and it's pretty dire at the moment, but we'll need to wait until the market will get regulated here, because native apps that are games are not happening right now. And the market is not regulated at all. There are a lot of Ponzi schemes and scams even in the game field. So